Hi everyone, good afternoon. It is Sarah Shipton here from Scrapbooking with Sarah, and I'm coming live to you on Jan 23rd with this week's Technique Tuesday class. And today I'm going to be sharing a technique with you called stenciling. So this beautiful leafy green pattern on the background of my scrapbook layout here on the white daisy cardstock has actually been stenciled onto the cardstock. So it is a great way to create your own patterned paper for your scrapbooking layouts. It's a great way to add colour and embellishments. And the thing I love about the stenciling is that once you've invested in your stencils, you can use them again and again and again. And you can switch them out with any one of our 40 exclusive ink pad colours in the Close to My Heart range. Today, I am going to be demonstrating with the Limeade exclusive ink pad. Our inks are a water-based dye ink, so perfect for your scrapbooking. You can see they've got them here in a magnetic case, so really easy to open and close and use. So a great investment in your scrapbooking supplies. So this week we are creating pattern number 26 from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 3 ideas book. This is on page 56 of the how-to book. And this layout enables you to get 7 photographs onto your double page scrapbook layout. So lots of extra photos there. You can see here in the examples, they've done some titles. I've not added a title here. But that's okay, whatever works for you. Now, I have posted pattern 26 in my scrapbooking group, and I have typed in the cutting instructions in the comments at the bottom. And I'm going to share with you today how I have done this stenciling technique. Pauline has joined us. Hi, Pauline. I hope you are not as hot over in Canberra as we are here. It's like, I think 40 degrees here today in Adelaide. So very, very hot. And I am enjoying being inside in the air condition coolness today. That is for sure. All right. So let's get into it. Now, I have created this week using the Skylark paper collection. Now, the Skylark paper collection is part of a exclusive promotional collection that we have running until Jan 31st. So this week and also next week, I'm going to be doing Skylark with our scrapbooking challenge, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up and a reminder as well. Some of you may not have seen the artwork. You might not have yet created with it. But the Bring Back My Pack promotion is something that Close to My Heart does from time to time. And what we do is we bring back a pack that we've had previously, we revamp it, and we just mix it up and make sure we are using more recent traditional color, trendy colors. So the Limeade is a new green. This color came into our range on September 1st last year. So many of you may not yet have this particular green, but I love it. It is so bright and so fun, and it works perfectly with the Bring Back My Pack Skylark collection. So we did have the Skylark collection some time ago. We've revamped it, and now it's this beautiful, fresh, breezy color palette where you can use it for both your scrapbooking and your card making. Now, this is a collection of all of the different products that you can purchase, so you can get your items individually. We've got a paper pack and sticker sheet, coordinating cardstock. We've got a stencil. This is what I'm going to be demonstrating today. We have a stamp pad as well. And then Close to My Heart has put together some different workshop kits and bundles. And I'm going to run through the workshop kit that I invested in because it was at a 20% discount. So for Australian price, it was $108. I got a complete pack of the paper, pattern paper and sticker sheet, coordinating cardstock. I got the white daisy cardstock as well. I got a pack of these little teal dots, so I can use these again in my scrapbooking layouts. I got a packet of the wooden wood grain die cut shapes. I got the stamp set. You want to make sure, if you are in Australia, that you are ordering the stamp set or the workshop kit that has the British spelling. So this is the word favourite with the letter U in it. If you order the wrong one, it'll be spelt in the American spelling. You get 2 packets of these, or 2 sheets, sorry, of these journaling strip stickers. So I'm going to show you where I've used these on my scrapbooking layouts today. These are so cool. So these come in different widths. So this is a 1/4 inch here, and I think this might be 2/8 in thickness. I'd have to check my catalogue. So you get 2 strips, 2 sheets of these strips. As you can see, you can cut them down to different lengths to suit your journaling space. This is a core item, or an essential item, I should say, sorry, that is in our essential catalogue, as is the wood grain shapes and the teal dots. But the stamp set and the stencil and the pattern paper is only promotional, so it will finish on Jan 31. So if you don't want to miss out, you want to make sure you grab these. I will post links in the comments section below where you can go directly to these products on my website. So I got that workshop kit because it was great value. And with that workshop kit, I actually was able to create 3 scrapbook layouts, which I'm going to share with you today, and also 4 cards as well. So that workshop kit is going to suit you if you are both a scrapbooker and a card maker. Otherwise, you can buy your items individually, or you can also get a product bundle which has everything in it as well. And that one, actually, no, it doesn't have everything in it. It doesn't have the items that I've just run here through with you. Oh, you also get a pack of the 4x6 inch flip flaps, which I've used on my scrapbook layout, and I'm going to share that with you today. But without further ado, let's get into our technique with the stenciling, demonstrate that for you, and then I'm going to run through the other layouts that I have created with the Skylight paper collection. Now, I have used leftovers from that workshop kit that I just ran through. The paper on here is a leftover from my Skylight workshop kit. I've used some pattern paper here and here, toffee cardstock through the main sections here for my photo mats, and this pattern paper here was all left over from my Skylight workshop kit. The teal dots, the stickers, and also the wood grain shapes were all leftovers from my workshop kit. So you will have some leftovers, not much actually, I will say. I don't really have a lot left over, as you can see here from the stickers. You do use most of the stickers on the 3 scrapbook layouts and the 4 cards, but I was able to get a scrapbook layout with my leftovers, and next week's challenge I will probably get done with my leftovers as well. So I'm going to demonstrate the stenciling here to you today. The other thing I did was I actually just distressed the edges of my white daisy cardstock. That doesn't look super obvious there. I've just distressed the edges with my white daisy cardstock, and I've done that just with the blending brush that I used to do the stenciling here. So there will be a little bit of ink left on there. I haven't rinsed that out as of yet, so you can run your blending brushes just under your tap with cold water. You can get that excess ink out to clean them. The blending brushes come in a 3-pack. So I have 3 packs of 3s, and then I've separated them into different color groups. So these are my blending brushes for my blues, greens, and yellows, because they're all quite similar colors. So that would have been yellow, this would be blue, and that's my green. So I'm going to demonstrate that to you today. And what you are going to want is your Versamat. So you're going to pop your Versamat down. I then got a sheet of the white daisy cardstock here. And I'm also going to grab my stencil, which I'm going to put over the top of my white daisy cardstock. Now, the thing with this Skylight stencil is you want to make sure you've got it up the right way. It's tricky to tell actually, because some of the leaves come downwards and some of them come upwards. Oh, I think from memory I did, yes. I remember now. I had it like this. I want to do it so it shows you exactly the way that I had it for my scrapbook layout. And there is a hard edge with this stencil. So I lined my stencil up exactly over the white daisy cardstock. You can see that there's a hard edge with the stencil. So the pattern doesn't come all the way to the edge. So that's why I've put the stencil exactly over the top of my white daisy cardstock. I'm just going to grab some masking tape here, and I'm just going to pop this over the corners of my stencil just to hold that stencil in place. You can pop some on each of the edges if you like as well. Yesterday when I was playing with this, the stencil did move around a little bit as well. So there is a bit of a technique with the blending brush in the direction that you're going in to make sure that the stencil doesn't move too much. So I have got my White Daisy cardstock there down with the stencil over the top. The masking tape is holding that in place. And now you are going to want, I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. You are going to want some scrap paper, some scratch paper, just to have there alongside you as well. I've got my Limeade ink pad here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to bring this down a little bit more just so we can get that into frame. I'll start with the top here and move that down. I'm still going to keep my hand on top of the stencil here just so it doesn't move around too much. But you're just going to dab your blending brush into your ink pad, and I'm just going to tap that first bit off just to get that excess ink off. I find that when you tap straight onto the cardstock, it's quite obvious, like you have to really blend it out. There's been a couple of times I've done that. It's probably more noticeable, I think, with the Distress Oxide inks because they're quite a thick, chalky ink. But you do notice it. So I just like to have some scratch paper there on hand just to tap that excess off. Now, I'm going for a little bit of an ombre effect here. So I'm not going to get too fussy or too particular about where my ink is going. You would have noted in my original layout that in some areas the ink is dark and in some areas it's lighter than others. I'm not going to get too particular about that. Now, for this particular, what I will point out, for this particular scrapbook layout here, I didn't actually colour all the way down, all right? So what I did was I looked at my pattern here from my Maker from My Heart book, and my paper was stuck 2.5 inches down, 3/4 in, and you can see you've got large space here through here. So I just made sure that my ink came down to under the 2.5 inch mark. It was at least 3/4 of an inch in, and I've done quite a fair bit down here. So I have left this space underneath where my papers were stuck. I have left that space empty. So the 3/4 would be here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to make sure I come at least 2.5 inches down. I'm just going to turn this around so you can see as I go down the edges here. I'm not too worried about getting ink on my mat because I can just get my stamp chamois and I can wipe over that afterwards. So that's definitely going to be the 3/4 an inch in. And this is why I've stuck my White Daisy cardstock straight on top of my Versamat, because I can use these measurements here. The 2.5 inches is here. So I just need to make sure that my ink comes just under that mark here. Whereas on the right-hand side, I did come, I reckon it was about 3 inches in, just to be sure, because there wasn't actually any measurements there. And I could have done some girl math and added that up based on the paper, the size of the paper piecing. But you know what? When it's hot, it's just hard. So we're just going to wing it. Yeah, girls? We're just going to wing it. Don't get too stressed about it, right? Your crafting and your creative is meant to be fun. So I'm just filling this stencil space here. Hope everyone is keeping cool today. Who else has joined us? Miss Sonia's joined us. Morgan's joined us. Hi, girls. Thanks so much for jumping online today. Some of you know that I usually start this in the morning, but I have to tell you, my house is eastern facing in Adelaide, which means I get all of the morning sun. When the sun rises, it's literally glaring straight at the front of my house and into my scrapbooking room. This is my home office in here. And let me tell you, it was 40 degrees here today, and I thought I am not going to be doing this morning. So I've just waited for the sun to go up and over the top of my house so it wasn't glaring right in that window there. Okay, so you can see here, I'm just going to move this out the way. You can see here that I've left this middle space here empty. Now, look, it's entirely up to you. You can fill the whole way around, you know, whatever works. I'm just going to move the masking tape off the top of my stencil. You can see that's only taken a couple of minutes there. And I've ended up with this beautiful stencil pattern that runs along the top here, at least 2.5 inches down. You can see I've come more in on the right hand side than I have on the left, because I only needed to be 3/4 of an inch in before my paper, oh hang on, that's not the side we want this side, before my paper was going to be stuck down. And you can see here, it's about 9.5 inches in. Now, what I'm going to do here with my blending brush, without re-inking that, I'm actually just going to go over the outside. Oh, we might need to re-ink it, girls. And I'm just using my blending brush to get that excess ink off. And I'm just going to distress around the outside of my cardstock. And it's just going to give it a really nice inky look, just to fill that space. You can see that the stencil doesn't go all the way to the edge, which I like that. I think that's quite a smart look with that. So the fun thing about doing this around the outside is that you're just adding a little bit more color and it doesn't look as stark. Oh, you can see I've gone off the edges here already. It doesn't look as hard a line with the white edges here. Now, this particular technique would look great if you don't have too many photos. So let's say I only had maybe, I don't really do single photo page layouts very often because I do like to get more photos on than normal. This technique would be really great if you only had maybe 1 or 2 photos and you had a lot of space on your scrapbook layout to fill. This technique would work great for that because you can create this beautiful embellished pattern on your base page of your scrapbook layout, and then you could do something on the inside here, yeah? So it's kind of making me think of, let me just grab my catalogue. This is our new January-February catalogue. It's kind of making me think about this layout here. See how they've only got the one photo here? And then you've got all your decorative paper and all these stickers and stuff. This would work, this technique here with the stenciling, where you're popping it all down around the bottom of your base page. This technique would work really well if you had a lot of space you wanted to fill because you only had one photo. And quite often, especially with heritage photos, you might only have one photo of your grandma or your great-grandma, great-great-grandma, and so you just want to do one photo on that layout, and then you've got heaps of room to be really decorative and creative with that. So that's where that would come in really handy. So I hope that's been helpful for you. You can see here that I've popped my photos down. Now, because these papers, when you had to start with the first photo, I needed to be, so the first bit of paper was 2.5 inches down and 3/4 out. And this is where I use my T-square ruler to get that first bit of paper down. I like to make sure, because if that first bit of paper is in line properly, then I know 2.5 down and 3/4 out. So I'm using the black corner here. Let me just take that one off. So I'm using the black corner here, so 2.5 down, and I'm lining that up at 3/4 at the bottom here of my mat as well. 2.5 down and 3/4 out. So that's what this black square is here for. So then what that does is that creates a really nice, smart, clean edge for me to stick that first little bit of paper in. And when you've got that first bit of paper on, then the other bits of paper will all fit in really nicely there together. So sometimes I eyeball it, and then other times I use my T-square ruler. In this sense, I use my T-square ruler because I had this pattern base around here. So I wanted to make sure that I had my paper in the right spot before I stuck that down. So that is the technique using the stenciling. We have a whole different range of stencils on my website. You literally can go to my website, type in the word stencil, and all of the different stencils that we have available in the range will actually pop up. I will post a link in the comments section below specifically for the Skylark stencil, because this one is promotional. So it finishes on Jan 31st. I've done the stenciling on the left-hand side here of my layout, and then I've done it here on the right-hand side of my layout as well to fill that space in before I've popped my photos down. So a really beautiful way to colour the background edges of your base page of your scrapbook layout. So I just want to share with you the other layouts that I created with the Skylight collection. So I ran through this earlier: pattern paper, cardstock, stamp set, wood grain, die cuts, teal dots, 2 sheets of the journaling strip stickers. Let me show you what I did with those here. So with the journaling strip stickers, there was actually meant to be another 3x3 inch photo there, but I didn't have another photo for these particular this particular camping trip. This was all I had. And so what I've done here is I've just peeled off a 1/4 inch strip from my journaling strips, and then I have stuck them down and just kept cutting it with my micro tip scissors. I've just cut them at the length I want, so you can see they're kind of all different lengths. And I've made my journaling strip stickers as my journaling highlight for the layout at 1/4 inches, and I've just done some bullet point journaling in through here, which just gives a little bit of a capture of some of the fun things that we used to do when the kids were little, when we went camping at Wallaroo over on the Yorke Peninsula. So that's what came in the workshop kit, and I was able to make 4 cards with this workshop kit. So you'll make 2 slimline cards and a vertical and a horizontal card as well. So this is using a combination of the cardstock, pattern paper, and also some of the stickers, the wood grain, die cuts, and also the teal dots. So we've done some stenciling on this card here, you can see. So I had to put masking tape all the way along the bottom there, and then we've put the stenciling at the top section there. So that was super fun. And these are the 3 scrapbook layouts that you're going to create from the workshop kit. I have got these in memory protectors, so there's a little bit of a glare. The reason I have these in memory protectors is that you also get a packet of the 4x6 inch flip flaps in your workshop kit. And so how this works is you create your base scrapbook page. So here we've done the stenciling on the limeade cardstock. So this is limeade on the limeade, which looks very effective. You can see we've got some stenciling through here as well. And then what I've done here, so I've put my photos on my base page, but I had these extra 2 portrait photos that I wanted to get on. And this is where a flip flap comes in really handy. You want to make sure when you're putting your photo in your flip flap that you've got the orientation of your photo correct, so that when you flip that flap upwards, your photo is actually going to be in the right spot. So that was layout number 1. Those photos were taken at Cataract Gorge in Tasmania. We did a bridge walk over the Alexandra Suspension Bridge, which was fun. This is layout number 2. So here we've done the stenciling. We've done the stenciling here straight onto the White Daisy cardstock, and then we've filled pattern paper around it. You can see here there's some more stenciling here. It's a bit of an ombre effect because it's quite dark here, and then I've gone lighter up. So you're really in control. And I think the thing that I love about the stenciling technique is that there's no right, there's no wrong. You just have a play with it, yeah, and you just help build your confidence. You can see here I've got 2 portrait photos on my base page, and I've used 2 more of the flip flaps, but I'm flipping them so they're coming outwards. So the thing I love about the flip flaps is not only can you get extra photographs on your page, but the adhesive strip, you're going to get 10 flip flaps in a pack. This is in all of the different size flip flaps. You'll get 10 flip flaps in one pack. 5 of them will have the adhesive strip running like long ways. So then you can flip that outwards, or I could have that as a landscape photo and flip it up or flip it down. So you'll get 5 of them with the adhesive strip going long ways. And then you'll get another 5 with your adhesive strip going the shorter length. So you can flip it up, you could flip it down, or if it was that side on a landscape, I can flip it out either way. So you've got a lot of versatility with the flip flaps. I'm not going to lie, I have one in every size pack because I just love them. They're one of my favorite products, and they're actually made with the same quality memory protector that the memory protector is in for my scrapbook layout as well. So there are several different size flip flaps available, Sonia. Let me just grab my catalogue, girls. If you've got your essentials catalogue handy, They are in the back of the catalogue where all of our memory protectors and album accessories and products are. They're on page 51, and there are 5 different size flip flaps. So you've got these cute little 3x3 inch ones, which are for your square photos. You've got 3x4 inch flip flaps, 4x4, which are very popular for your Instagram photos. If you save them to your camera roll, you can print them in 4x4 inch size. You've got the 4x6 inch flip flaps, which I've just been demonstrating. And then this really big one, the 8x12, which I love as well. So I've used the 8x12 inch flip flap a lot in Jai's school albums for certificates, memorabilia, documents. This 8x12 inch size I use a lot as well in my school years album workshops with the girls that come, and they've got their class photos. Sometimes with the class photos now, they put individual photos on one side and then the class photo on the other, and you want to be able to see both sides. So this enables you to cut that, stick it back to back, and then you can flip that up and down as well, which is really handy. So 5 different size flip flaps available. I will post a link in the comment section below for the video with all the different size, to my website with all the different size flip flaps. And then this was the last layout we've created. You can see here I've used a little 3x3 inch size here. We weren't meant to put a photo here, but I had these cute little photos. I was able to get 3 extra photos on. These photos were taken in Paris. We had a little picnic in the park. We went to a boulangerie. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. If anyone can speak French, I hope that was okay. But we went to this cute little bakery. We bought some takeaway baguettes. We'd done a tour of Paris Saint-Germain Stadium. My boys love soccer, football. So we did a tour of the stadium, and then we had a little bit of time to kill before we had to go back to our apartment to get the Eurostar back to London. So we found this cute little bakery. We bought some baguettes, we bought some cakes, and we sat in this park just near the metro station and had this cute little picnic by this fountain here. So I just did a little bit of a scrapbook about that. You can see here where I've used the journaling strip stickers here again. So all cut at different lengths. It looks super cool. You can layer them. I've done the journaling strip stickers here as well. So fun. And I forgot to share with you the journaling strip stickers here on this layout that I did for Kayla. For her 21st birthday, she was given a Tiffany voucher. A group of our friends were pulled in, bought her a big group present, and then I booked a Tiffany's experience for her at the Adelaide flagship store where she could go and drink some French champagne and redeem her voucher. I've used the journaling strip stickers on this layout here as well, but these are the thicker ones. So with you get 2 sheets of journaling strip stickers, but you can buy these in a pack. So you can see here that half of them are the thicker size, and then the other half of the sheet have the thinner size. So you've got a little bit of flexibility there for your journaling. But that is the 3 scrapbook layouts that you can do with this Skylark paper collection. Now, if you are a VIP customer, just a friendly reminder that you cannot redeem VIP credits with the Skylark promotion or any of the promotional packs. You do need to purchase those, but you will earn your 15% credits on any of the promotional items, and then that balance will add to your VIP account. So I hope that you ladies have enjoyed my Technique Tuesday today and a rundown on the beautiful Skylark promotion. If you've enjoyed the products I've shared with you today, don't forget they finish on January 31st, and I will be posting links in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Keep cool, ladies, and I can't wait to see what you create for this week's challenge.